Hey guys, I'm Nisa Homey. Today I'm sharing 2 easy ways to use up leftover whole wheat bread. The recipes are healthy, easy to make, and an ideal way to use up leftover bread. Even a bachelor or a beginner can make these healthy and filling recipes. So let's get started with the recipe. To make bread pakora, I'm using my homemade whole wheat bread which I made a couple of days back. No added maida, oil, eggs or sugar is used in this bread recipe. I've already shared how to make this bread. Please do check the recipe. Now the best thing about homemade bread is that there are no added additives, fillers, artificial flavors, preservatives, all those things which commercial bread has. This bread is made with just 4 ingredients, and that is the best thing about homemade bread. You know the ingredients you are using in the bread. For this recipe I am using 5 slices of bread. This is a slightly larger slice because I sliced it myself. So 5 slices of bread. I have added some water into a bowl and I am soaking the bread in the water for about maybe 20 to 30 seconds. Make sure the bread is nicely soaked, and once the bread is soaked, I'm squeezing out the water. And I'm adding it to another bowl. Repeat the same thing with the rest of the bread slices. Make sure the bread is nicely soaked in the water, and once soaked, squeeze out the water. Squeeze as tightly as you can and place it into another bowl. And now with my hand I am mashing and squeezing the bread. Since the bread is soaked, it's easy to mash and squeeze the bread. I have crumbled the bread slices. Into this I am adding in 2 tablespoons rice flour, roasted rice flour, 3 tablespoons basil flour, also known as chickpea flour or kadala mava in Malayalam, pink Himalayan salt as needed. Remember, there is already salt in the homemade bread, so add salt accordingly. 1/4 teaspoon homemade asafoetida powder. I've already shared how to make asafoetida powder at home. Please do check it out. 1/2 teaspoon roasted jeera powder, also known as cumin powder. 1/3 teaspoon jeera, also known as cumin seeds. 1/2 teaspoon amchur powder, also known as dry mango powder. 1/2 teaspoon turmeric powder. 1/3 teaspoon ajwain. When you're adding ajwain, add ajwain to your hand and then crush and add it in so that the flavors are released. 1/2 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper powder. Black pepper helps in the assimilation of the active ingredient in turmeric known as curcumin. So when you're using turmeric, make sure you use at least a fat pinch of black pepper powder for better assimilation. 1/2 teaspoon Kashmiri chili powder. Next I'm grating in the ginger. And with my hand I'm mixing all the ingredients. I'm adding in a couple of tablespoons water. And again I'm giving it a nice mix. If you're using commercial bread, you may not need any extra water. Since this is 100% whole wheat bread, the wheat flour actually absorbs more water. So you may need extra water to make it into a dough. I added 3 tablespoons of water altogether. So add water accordingly. The other ingredients I am using are 1 medium sized onion chopped, a small piece of ginger which I'll be grating and adding in, 2 green chilies finely chopped. Green chilies you can increase or decrease to suit your taste. 1/2 of a medium capsicum finely chopped and a handful of coriander leaves finely chopped. Next I'm adding in the other ingredients, the chopped capsicum, chopped coriander leaves, chopped green chilies, and lastly the chopped onion. And with my hand I am mixing all this into the bread mixture. I am adding in extra water as required. I added a total of 1/4 cup of extra water. Okay, now it's nicely mixed. To make the pakoras, heat a cast iron kadai with wood pressed coconut oil. Instead of wood pressed coconut oil, you can use any locally sourced wood pressed oils of your choice. Remember that healthy cooking is all about using the right quality of oils. Try to use wood pressed oils in your meals for your better health. Once the oil is heated, reduce the flame to the lowest. Pinch off small dough balls and add it into the hot oil. A very quick and easy healthy evening snack with leftover homemade bread. Carefully flip it over. This is also an ideal appetizer snack, like when you have unexpected guests at home, you can make this as a snack for them. A very quick and easy snack recipe which you can make with leftover homemade bread. Once the pakoras are nicely fried and is crisp, remove to a plate. Repeat the same thing with the rest of the batter. I am frying on medium flame since I am using a heavy bottomed cast iron kadai. It retains more heat. Also, cast iron helps in better iron absorption. So if you have iron deficiency anemia, do try to cook at least one of your meal in a cast iron cookware for better iron absorption. Once done, remove to a plate. I am serving the bread pakoras with green chutney. Instead of green chutney, you can serve it with homemade tomato sauce or any chutney of your choice. And my super crispy bread pakoras are ready to serve. Let me just show you how crispy the bread pakoras are. The pakoras are super crispy. After making 3 batches of bread pakora, I have half of the bread mix left. So now I'm going to make a chilla with this mix. Bread chilla, which is ideal for breakfast, lunch or dinner. It's easy to make. Now if you don't want to make a bread pakoda, you can directly make the chilla instead of the bread pakora. And like I mentioned before, you can make this batter ahead and it will stay good in the fridge for a couple of days. So an ideal way to meal prep also. To make bread chilla, you need to make it into a batter, and for that I'm adding in some water. And with a spoon, I'm mixing the bread mix into the water. Add water accordingly. Since this is whole wheat bread, this absorbs more moisture. Hence, you may need to add water more than you will be needing when you are making it with a commercial bread. So this is the consistency of the batter. It is neither too thick nor too thin. It is of pourable consistency. I used half cup of extra water. So this is the consistency of the batter. It is neither too thick nor too thin. To make the chilla, heat a cast iron tawa and grease it with gingerly oil. Once the tawa is heated, reduce the flame to the lowest. Make small chillas. If you make big chillas, it will break when you flip it over. 1 ladleful of the batter and lightly spread it out. Drizzle in 1 teaspoon wood pressed groundnut oil, or you can use desi ghee. Cover and let it cook on low flame. After about 1.5 to 2 minutes, open the lid and carefully flip it over. And allow this side to cook as well. It should take about 1 to 1.5 minutes. And once that side is done, you can serve it to a plate. And my super healthy bread chilla is ready to serve. Repeat the same thing with the rest of the batter. The only thing which you need to keep in mind is not to spread out the batter. You should focus on making small chillas rather than big chillas. If you make big chillas, it will break when you flip it over. 1 ladleful of batter will be ideal. 1 teaspoon wood pressed groundnut oil or desi ghee. Make sure you drizzle on the sides as well. Cover and let it cook on low flame for about 1 to 1.5 minutes. Open the lid and carefully flip it over. And allow that side to cook as well. Remember, I am using a well seasoned cast iron tawa, hence the chilla will not stick to the tawa. So make sure you are using a well seasoned cast iron tawa, and once done, serve to a plate. You can enjoy this bread chilla with pickle, chutneys of your choice, or any side dish you prefer. You can also enjoy this chilla on its own. So guys, do try these two recipes and let me know in the comments which is your favorite recipe. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care. Bye bye.